Daredevil's the name. Distraction's my game. And if I don't make it, it's been a real slice of heaven, gang. Hang loose, heroes.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. We are looking at Daredevil 178 from 1981. Daredevil meets Power Man and Iron Fist. So very cool in silhouette from a color hold. Frank Miller loves silhouettes. And Daredevil here in the middle using his radar sense on the two of them. So, I have a playlist. I've been covering Daredevil from Frank Miller's first issue until current. She hates the city. She hates to breathe air that he has breathed. To feel the floor beneath her feet and know that it is part of an architectural maze that connects her to him. Her love turned enemy, the man called Daredevil. She is Elektra, mistress of the deadly arts of ninjutsu. She will not bend to that hate. She will not leave until she is certain that her work is finished. So we start with a nice vertical panel because Frank Miller does beautiful vertical panels, him and Todd McFarlane. And you see Elektra coming into the apartment and here taking off her jacket, but she was wearing her uniform underneath it. Here's the snick. She pauses, takes out the sigh, and then must be behind. Oh, what are these things called? Changing. There's so people could change clothes, be discreet. So, all right. So she hits this guy here, comes through, and then of course this guy here has a knife, which should be a switchblade. And look at this, just Frank Miller so good at creating fighting choreography. So here they are all going against her, and she is just kicking their asses here. Oh my gosh, she is killing them here. And grabs this guy here and tosses him out the window. He falls to his death as he screams, oh, what a way to go, as she looks. And so, love the red here. So, there's a note there, and I love the screen tones being applied. And the note says, Elektra, if you are alive to read this, you are as deadly an assassin as I have been told. I should like to discuss with you employment opportunities in my organization, the Kingpin. And I just love the face here as she kind of decides what to do. And so, paper chase. Frank Miller story and basically most likely layouts. And Klaus Janson is finishing. Glynis Wein, she is also the colorist with the X-Men. And of course, Denny O'Neil is the editor here. So we have a nice double page spread, and I made it a little bit bigger to see here. Screen tones underneath Daredevil. And he says, what a gorgeous morning. Wind in my face, summer sun at my back. All the endless city sounds like a brass band below me. You're beautiful, New York. I love you. So, good. The city right here, kind of circular. As Daredevil glides above it, for lack of a better word. And so he continues thinking, I may be blind, but I'm not complaining because that radioactive canister that shut my eyes years ago also opened up my remaining senses like nobody else's on Earth. And best yet, it gave me a built in radar. Who needs to see when a part of you can touch everything around you? Not me. And then he goes, Kujava's bakery down below smells terrific. Maybe I'll stop off for a Danish before I start the day as Matt Murdock, Legal Eagle. And so we are listening now to a report here. And it says here, press for an answer to the Daily Bugle's charge that Ma Money has backed his campaign for mayor. Councilman Randolph Cherry declared that I have filed suit against the Beagle for damages of $5 million, $1 million for each reader that has been subjected to their lies. I understand that the Beagle has hired Nelson and Murdoch to defend them, but even the most prominent legal team in the country cannot obscure the truth. I will, and then he shuts off. And Kingpin says, you have done well, Cherry. Not surprising since you were following my instructions. And Cherry says, sure, and we could beat the charges if it weren't for that punk kid. And Kingpin says, yes, the young reprobate who seeks to blackmail you with evidence of your connections with organized crime, and with myself, its chief administrator, its Kingpin. Young Sheldon, who knew there would be a show called Young Sheldon, is but a child playing at a game better left to adults. A pity he will not live enough to learn that lesson. And so the new offices of Nelson and Murdoch. Again, nice vertical panel here. Mostly, just like McFarlane, used mostly for buildings here. And so it says here, so Cherry, he was broke, so he sold out to a businessman by the name of Wilson Fix, who just happens to be the Kingpin of Prime. And me, I got my hands on some checks that old Kingsley signed over to Cherry's campaign. You're just a kid, hubcaps, maybe, but checks? Sheldon has already told us more than he should. Now, Mr. Jameson, let's hear him out, shall we? Listen to the man, Flat Top. After all, it's your rag that's getting fried. Now, I could sell the checks back to Cherry, or I could sell them to you. And Matt's like, what's that sound? And Jonah says, you're hearing things, Murdoch. There isn't any. And so here's their assistant, Rebecca. And he says, I'm sorry, Foggy, I couldn't stop them. So these three gentlemen make their way through. And Foggy says, that's okay, Becky, I'll handle it. Gentlemen, this is a private conference. And this guy here says, not no more, it ain't. We want the kid. And the other guy says, he's skipping school. His mama sent us. The other guy goes, what he said. And Matt thinks here, if they're truant officers, I'm Perry Mason. No time to switch to Daredevil. Guess I'll just have to do as poor blind Matt. And he goes, what's going on here? Who are these? Oh, excuse me, sir. I didn't. And he uses his cane to trip him here. Foggy, I'm not used to this new office here. Oops. There's that outbasket. Holds enough letters. So they go through here and you can see the kid is taken off. And so Matt's gonna go exit real quick. And better move quickly. Foggy will come to check on me in a minute. And so, nice vertical panel here. And by the sound of those footsteps, Sheldon is only an elevator away from those goons. And so he takes off here. I'll take the express route. Kid's a good runner. Probably had a lot of experience. He's in the lobby. He'll make it outside. And so as Daredevil goes through all these people watch, and he goes, that's where I'll meet them. And so he's going out, look at all this screen tone, and Daredevil catches the kid here. And the kid's like, hey, Lego. And this guy here says, "What do we do?" And the other guy says, "Go for your guns. There's 3 of us and only 1 of him." And Daredevil says, "Him? Oh, sorry, only 1 of him," he continues, but he smiles. "Better yet, let's get out of here." And the other guy's like, what he said. So beautiful. I love the big red color here, the orangish here, the red here, the screen tones being applied. Just absolutely beautiful here. And Daredevil says, "Hoods are getting smarter. Now, son, why don't you tell me that, ow," as he's biting him. And Matt's like, "Some gratitude. No point in chasing him. He obviously doesn't want to talk. Better head upstairs. Foggy's probably worried 6. And what can I bring him in for?" Biting my hand, Lieutenant Manolis would love that here. So, all right. The next day at a Park Avenue office. And so we get another vertical panel here. Just it's so creative. I really like them here. And this guy says, "I'm not running this office for your comfort, boys. You could do well to find a case that justifies my time and expense before I run out of both." And Foggy gets bumped by him. You can see that here. "Hey, watch where you're..." And he goes, "Sniff. Is that pizza I smell?" And Iron Fist says, "Can we help you, mister?" And here he goes, "It is pizza. Oh, golly, Debbie's kept me off pizza since our honeymoon." And he says, "Nelson of Nelson and Murdoch, we're working on a dangerous case, and I'm worried for my partner. You see, he's blind." And Luke Cage says, "You want us to bodyguard him? Sorry, we're booked up." And he looks at that last slice. "Pepperoni, Lord, grant me strength." Luke, that Foggy Nelson, he and Murdoch make more on one divorce case than we make in a year. And Power Man says, "Bodyguarding is boring, Danny." And you can see they're whispering, and he's smelling the pizza anchovies. This is just the kind of big money case that Jaren was talking about. Tell you what, leave the last slice of pie and we'll do it. So, gone, it's gone. And you can see Erp. So, all right, that night here. Again, another beautiful vertical panel here. And working late, Murdoch, and he was reading Braille here. He pauses. "We're looking for the kid. We figure you know where he stashed himself. And this time, there ain't no superheroes around to mess you up." And Matt asks, "Who sent you?" "Who else? The boss. The big boss, the Kingpin. Bet you're scared now, huh?" And Matt says, terrified, "What does the Kingpin want with Sheldon?" "It ain't Sheldon exactly. It's the checks." And Matt says, "What checks?" "The checks that connect the boss to that politician, the one named..." And Murdoch comes in. "Luke, I bought you another pie. What more can I..." And he goes, "Uh-oh." And I love the magenta here as the guns are taken off. And of course, Power Man and Iron Fist take off their jackets, almost Superman-like, so that's pretty cool. Danny kicks them here, and it says, "He is Iron Fist, and if any man is a master of the martial arts, it is he." So, look at this, just awesome here. Kicks this guy. You can see Luke Cage is about to go there. His partner may lack Danny Rand's finesse, but he doesn't need to. And so this guy shoots him. He goes, "Bullets bouncing right off ya." And he goes, "But it hurts." Kind of like this. And takes out the gun. You can see he crushes the gun and punches this dude here. He is Luke Cage, Power Man. And Foggy says, "Everything okay now, Matt?" "Oh, Fog came through again. Hired us some protection." And Matt goes, "Sure, protection. My office sprayed with bullets. The lot of us nearly killed. And that tape that would have won our case for us smashed to bits. Beautiful." And Iron Fist like, "Easy, Luke. Just keep telling yourself this will keep Jaren off our backs." So sundown at the criminal courts building. And so another nice vertical panel with this building here. This will keep Jaren off our backs. This will keep Jaren off our backs. This will keep. And then he's like, shush. And so he's showing a badge here. Matthew Murdoch for the defense. I'm running a bit late. You sure are. And the prosecutor's having a field day. So Murdoch's tardiness demonstrates his a characteristic lack of respect for this court, not to mention his desperation in defending an undefensible client. And he's like, the prosecutor, boys, what are you? And it's like, Jaren. So again, look at the nice screen tones being applied here. And so he goes, ahem. As further illustration of the caliber of the defense, the court is advised to not hire their hired help. Two strong-armed mercenaries, thugs if you will, whose very presence in this hall is an obscenity. And so Powerman is like, just the kind of case Jaren wants us to take, huh, Fist? And Iron Fist says, how was I to know that our boss was the prosecutor? And Matt says, maybe this will convince you boys to find somebody else to protect. Please, as he taps through. Nope, a job's a job. And Iron Fist says, corridor looks safe enough. And Matt goes, have to shake these guys. They mean well, but I've got work to do as Daredevil. And then he goes, whoa, this elevator. Oh, sorry, what's this? The elevator doors are opening. And so, but the car stalled a floor above. Merry Christmas in September yet. And so Matt jumps here. Okay, Murdoch, the way's clear. Can't wait, Matt. And he's like, bless you, Billy Club. It may not be easy using you to slow my fall here. He goes, oh no, Luke, there's no elevator. And Murdoch, he must have. But this will keep me from messing up a $400 suit. And he goes, I don't see a body. He didn't fall. Can only mean one thing. And so here comes Matt. Later at the King headquarters of Randolph Winston Cherry. Again, beautiful vertical panels with the cityscape. Just so creative. Matt Murdoch's been kidnapped. You boys must have snatched him. Cherry, no use denying it. I don't know what you're oof. And Iron Fist is like, don't hurt him, Luke. And Power Man says, why not? And Iron Fist says, my partner is a very strong, Councilman, and a little crazy. I honestly don't know how long I can hold him off. Why don't you tell us where Murdoch is before he... And Cherry says, you don't fool me with your good cop, bad cop routine, gentlemen. I've been hassled by the best. Get out of here or I'll have you up on charges. And they walk off. Nice plan, Danny, says Luke. It was worth a try, wasn't it? And the phone's ringing here. And Cherry answers, hello, you. What do you know about? Yes, I know about the parade tomorrow. I'm in it. What? You want jewels, diamonds? There? You're crazy. I can't. And then he goes, yes, of course. I want the check, Sheldon. All right. I'll be looking for you. And Matt says, I'll be there as well, Councilman. Ready and waiting for your first false move. And so he seems to have like a Macy's parade here. There's Kermit the Frog. And, what bear is this? Is this, the Smokey the Bear? And so, sorry. The next afternoon on 5th Avenue. And this guy says, I don't know about this, Turk. I mean, this here suit makes me feel stupid. And Turk says, suit's got nothing to do with that. Listen, Grotto, this is the first contact we've landed in a month. And if we pull this off, we'll be in good with the Kingpin again. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that Sheldon kid and shut up. And of course, this girl's like, are you? Yeah. And look at this. This guy's like, it's cold, and this lady's just wearing a sleeveless shirt here. So, eyes front, Luke. Cherry's the only lead we have to Murdoch, and we can't afford to. And these guys is like, hey, are you? And Luke is like, no. And Cherry here is giving candies to the kids. And Matt's like, here's Cherry handing out the bag of jelly beans to the kids. They're making a lot of noise, but I should be able to pick out Sheldon's nasal twang. And he's like, a special bag for you, son. And he goes, and the checks, and he goes, right here. Me first, me first. What? So the kid grabbed the stuff here and runs away. Hey, come back here. And Turk sees him. That's him, Grotto. That's Sheldon. Let's do it. And Matt says, Sheldon still has the checks. Good. I'll just slip away and switch to, please, not them, not now. Of course, Power Man and Iron Fist see him, and Matt takes off. They're like, he must be in the alleyway. And out comes Daredevil. And he says to them, don't worry about Murdoch. He's safe. You can go home now. And of course, Danny goes, Daredevil, I've admired you for years, but something's fishy's going on, and I want to know what it is. Don't make me hurt you. And Matt's like, back off, son. I'm in a hurry. They're about the same age. He's not like a little kid. And he goes, I warn you. He tries to kick him, but he misses him. And Daredevil's like, son, I don't want to fight, but it is the only way to get past you. I'll try to make this quick. And so, Miss, you're pretty good yourself. And Danny's like, thanks. And so, you little worm, you swallowed the jewels. He goes, I broke my tooth, Ma. And so here comes Turk. And so, they're like, he's getting away, Turk. He's climbing the big frog. Guess we blew it, huh? Something told me you'd say, if he can climb, so can we. And then he goes, something told me you'd say something like that. And he's like, shut up. And so again, beautiful choreographed battle here. Very nice. What do you call this move? And Daredevil says, ducking. Hardly traditional, but it works. And Daredevil says, look, I hate to be rude, but I've got places to be. And so he jumps up. And so nice vertical panel. And Iron Fist, like, he's getting away. Ticker tape is jamming my radar. I have to listen for. There, they are scrambling around on something rubbery, maybe 20 feet from the ground. That's not fair. We can't climb buildings like that. Shoot him, Grotto, shoot him. And so a balloon of some sort. I hope it's sturdy. And so you can see this, and they're like, oof. And so falling, I'm gonna die. And there's Luke Cage here and catches him. About time I got to do something. So Tammy Lou, I've done it. I've done it for Tammy Lou. And Iron Fist says, I hate to ask DD, but what is going on here? Who is this guy? He says, he's a blackmailer. Who's Tammy Lou? And he says, she's my sister, my sweet, beautiful sister who's never done nothing to nobody in her life. All she ever cared about is her dancing, and she landed a part in a show, a big show that would have made her famous. But her legs, something's wrong with them, and she needs an operation. And that boss of hers, he finked out of paying her insurance, just up and replaced her with some Russian chick, just like that. So I thought I could raise the bucks to get her fixed, but I failed. And now Tammy Lou will never dance again. And Luke says, what say you, Fist? And Iron Fist says, I say we help her after we find Murdoch. And Daredevil says, Murdoch is all right. He asked me to kidnap him just to get him away from you two. And he says, Sheldon, the checks. Sure, they're, must have slipped out when I fell. Oh, gee, with the wind like that and the ticker tape, you'll never find. Oh, gee. And all the ticker tape up here. So here, a midtown skyscraper late that night. And so this would be the Kingpin's building here. And so there I sit minding my own business, and in struts this babe with legs that go up to her necks. I mean, Class A merchandise. So it looks like it's some thugs talking to each other. Right away, she spots me and she slides up the bar and gives me a look stop a truck, and she says, "You're looking like my kind of man. You see how it is with me and women. They ain't got no choice about it. They're drawn to me, like." And this guy says, "You can stop bending the kid's ear, Mick. You're relieved." And so here we see a shadow, which we can tell is Elektra here. And this guy's like, goes, "I thought I saw something." And he says, "Nuts. You got a case of nerves. It's all. Ain't nobody dumb enough to try to break to this building. You're due to punch out in 5 minutes, so go." And so these two continue talking here, and it's getting dark. You can just see the cigarette here, and all of a sudden you see a shuck. So, and the cigarette falls, and it goes, "Mick," and he comes and sees the dead body, and then shuck again, and then dropping the flashlight nice and red, and here comes Elektra going into the elevator, and he walks in, and the Kingpin is here and says, "Please be seated, Elektra. I have been expecting you." And look at her. She's like ready to pounce, but he's like, "We have much to discuss." Daredevil 178 by Frank Miller with Klaus Janson. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.